I'm Sydney Wicker here in Waco with Madison Palumbo with your Week 9 action of Friday Night Lights.
Which means teams are working to clinch district titles and secure playoff spots, including Moody and Crawford.
So we'll start off the action right there. Crawford came into this one sitting at 6-1 on the season and perfect in district play. Moody trying to respond after a loss last week. The Pirates driving here first after a lightning delay pushed this one back a little bit, but don't worry. We'd see freshman quarterback Jackson Huey rolling out and connecting with Travis Stanford through the air just like that. Crawford going to move the chains, get the big first down that would later set up this play as Huey looking like he's going to throw it, but there a little trickery right there. They hand it off to Cooper Denard, who takes off running. He rounds the corner and rushes in for 6. Pirates on the board first, going for the PAT here. But check this one out. It's going to get blocked. Santiago Castillo there, so it's only 6 on the board here for Crawford. We'll skip to the second quarter now. Pirates back on offense. They hand this one off to Cooper Denard, who rushes it up the gut and in for another Crawford touchdown. A failed 2-point attempt after puts the score at 12-0. Before the half, Crawford would try to add one more touchdown. The Bearcats defense says not in our house. Roman Luna there on the tackle. They will turn the ball over on downs. 12-0 was the score at the half. Moody would get on the board in the final minutes of the game to avoid giving Crawford their 4th shutout of the season. 24-6 Pirates, the final score.
Shoemaker and Copperas Cove going at it on Cove's homecoming game. Gray Wolves on the goal line, and quarterback Damani Dale Addison will keep this one himself and run it in for 6 to give Shoemaker an early lead. After a stop, Gray Wolves have it again on the goal line, and Dale Addison drops back and finds Jamal Polite Jr. open for the touchdown. Later in the half, Cove needing a response, and they get it from Keyshawn Dooley, breaking 2 tackles on his way into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. The final score, 30-27. Shoemaker is handed their 2nd loss of the season.
All right, now over to Bremond for a matchup of the undefeateds. The Chilton Pirates taking on the Tigers here. Both teams looking for a big win in this one. First quarter, after a 4-and-out from the Pirates, the Tigers were able to drive down the field. It's quarterback Sam Kwasowski who hands it off to running back Tyreek Scott, who's able to barrel his way in to put the first points on the board. 7-0 Tigers. The Pirates here driving. It's quarterback Marnico Thomas Jr. who options out to the right, but it's his running back who's immediately pounced on. So they'll go ahead and knock the ball loose here, and they will recover it for the Tigers. They'll go ahead and score and make it 14-0 now. The Pirates looking to get some points on the board to stop the bleeding. Thomas Jr. stepping back. He finds Jamarian Clark on a short route. Clark is then able to weave and find the gaps for a big touchdown. He celebrates a little too hard. Is that a thing? No worries. It's 14-8 after a successful 2-point conversion. That would be the Pirates able to muster up a good first half, but just not enough in this one, as Bremond will run away with it. The final score, 48-22, handing Chilton their 1st loss of the season.
Big district implications on the line at Willie Williams Stadium. Robinson taking on La Vega. The Pirates sitting at 5-2, and the Rockets, on the other hand, 6-1. La Vega starting things off here. Quarterback Courtney Parr looks to the back of the end zone. He finds wide receiver Jabari Thornton. He tosses that football and immediately decides to break out those dance moves. 7-0 Pirates late in the first quarter. Robinson looking to respond, and they do just that. Quarterback Bryce McCurdy hands it off to his running back Evan Moreno, who runs through traffic, but he breaks the plane to put the Rockets on board. Tie game here at Willie Williams Stadium. Robinson comes up with a big stop to get the ball back on offense. McCurdy again, but this time he finds wide open Dylan Medlock. He makes that catch, but La Vega blocks the extra point. 13-7 Robinson. La Vega back with the ball. Parr looking for answers, and he finds one. I even got lost track in the pass, but Parr
don't blame ya.
Parr finds Thornton again for their 2nd connection tonight. 14-13 La Vega. This one a nail biter down to the wire, but the Pirates win it, getting their 6th win of the season. The final 31-27 at Willie Williams Stadium.
Let's say that one more time, shall we?
Please. What a mouthful.
Let's head out to Yeoman Field now. The 71st annual Battle of the Bell rivalry between Rockdale and Cameron Yo. The Yeomen trying to keep the bell at home. The Tigers say, we want that one back with us. The score 7-3 here in the second. Tigers, Yeoman in the red zone. They hand it off to DeMarcus Lopez, who spins his way in for 6. It's 10-7 now. Rockdale will respond quick as Grayson Williams takes the snap here. Looking deep, he's got Wilmer Sorto, who's wide open. He hauls in the pass and stiff arms his way into the end zone. Tigers go up 14-10. Before the half, though, Yo gonna try to take the lead here. It's Jacoby Scott through the air to Drayvon Miles, who hauls it in. Almost ran me over there on the mix, Madison. It's a Yeoman first down. They'd capitalize on on it too. Scott to Brody Aguirre here. They take the lead 17-14 at the half. Should we hear the bell ring? Because it's staying with the maroon and gray as Cameron Yo gets their first district win, 55-28, the final.
The city of Waco waiting for this rivalry, Waco versus University at Waco ISD, both coaches in their first year coaching at these schools. Waco looking for their first win of the season. Quarterback Savoy Nichols passes it to London Smith, who dodges around defenders. Jalen Good tries to tackle him, but he says get off and runs it in. The Trojans first on the board at 7-0 late in the first quarter. Waco gets the ball back, looking to respond. Look at that insane one-handed grab from Zadrian Johnson. I don't know how he caught that. University taking another stab at it. Nichols hands it off to Ray Brown Jr., who comes up with a big run. He almost makes it, but the turf monster sneaks up on him. And I hate when that happens. They get tackled right when they're almost there. Nichols hands it off to running back Darius Thomas. He punches it in for 6. The Trojans say an extra point isn't enough, so they go for 2, and they get it as Jeremiah Green hauls it in. He even gets helped up by a cheerleader. How sweet. Look at this. They must be friends. At the half, the Trojans were up 22-0. The bragging rights stay on the south side, 36-7. This one, all Trojans picking up their 6th win of the season.
All right, let's pass it over to Connally, where the Cadets were taking on the Lorena Leopards. Both teams searching for their first district win. Let's see who gets the victory in this one. Connally going to get things going here early for the first points of the game. It's quarterback Caden Kaufman who hands it off to running back Broaden Ford. He's in the end zone for 6, but Lorena strikes back here. Quarterback Jackson Blansett fakes the handoff to running back Brody DeLon. He's going to find Carson Miller in the back of the end zone. Those two connect quite often. You can see they're pumped up about it. Now Connally with the ball back. Kaufman throws to his receiver Chris Nobles, and he gets a nice gain. That sets up the Cadets for a big rushing touchdown from Ford again. Connally had the lead, but Lorena came from behind to get the victory in this one. The final score, 27-21, all Leopards.
Rudder at Belton and the Tigers threatening in the red zone. Will Shepard gets the ball out quick to Gavin Ross, and he does the rest, walking a tightrope to stay in bounds to put 6 on the board for Belton. Rudder now then trying to answer with A.J. Morrison. He cuts back the other way, runs up the sideline for a huge Ranger gain. Just a couple plays later, Silas Sullivan looking to get it over the middle to Nick Clifton, and it's off his hands and picked off by the Tigers. That's this play right here. Then Anthony Anderson with a huge play for Belton.
That was a really good pick, Madison.
It was.
I see why they're celebrating big there. That was a huge play.
Pure talent right there. This one all Belton as they beat Rudder 35-0.
Shutout victory. Gotta love it. Heading down to Bruceville Eddy. The Eagles looking for their 2nd win of the season. Rosebud-Lott quarterback Price Rebroker hands it off to running back Zylan Wells, who comes up with a big run to get the Cougars into the red zone, but he's tackled along the 30-yard line here. So close there. They'll come up short, settling for a field goal. The kick is up. It's no good. The Eagles trying to get a spark on offense, and now quarterback Trey Gale looks for options, but instead he's unlucky and gets sacked. Bruceville Eddy could not get much going here in this one. The final score 48-0. Bruceville Eddy not standing a chance against those Cougars.
Whitney taking on Mexia on Thursday due to Friday weather concerns. The Wildcats driving in the red zone on their first time, and a high snap gets away from quarterback Kobe Hines, and Mejia's Rylon Greer jumps on it for a big fumble recovery. The very next play, Mejia's first offensive snap, running back Keelan Collins finds a hole, cuts it back, and puts a man on skates, and he's gone. Nobody's going to catch him here. On his way for 6 for the Black Hats. Whitney now trying to bounce back on offense, and Haynes finds his guy, KJ O'Hearn, for a touchdown. This one, all Wildcats, 59-25, the final.
All right, now to John Glover Stadium. Little River Academy taking on the Troy Trojans. They've lost 3 in a row and looking to end that streak with a win. And this one, a lot of fun too. The Bumblebees stung first as running back Brian Grisham takes it to the house from midfield. It's 7-0 Bumblebees here, and they would sting again before long. Deep in their own territory, Grisham breaks through for another rushing touchdown. Nobody's stopping him. He's tripped up a little, but don't worry, he'll still make the big play. Now 14 unanswered points, but the Bumblebees just kept rolling it on. Quarterback Tyler Hoffman finds his receiver Josh Mann in the end zone. I thought they only rushed the ball. Good to see them throw it around here.
Yeah.
You can see them pumped up about that too. Bumblebees with a 49-7 win.
That's all our games across Central Texas for Week 9. We'll see you next Friday for Week 10, where the madness continues. For Sydney Wicker, I'm Madison Palumbo.